What's going on there, everyone? Well, the fake news media is going insane because of some comments the president made. What's new? But let's dig into this a little bit. President Donald Trump equates impeachment to lynching. Now, I would say equates his impeachment to lynching because the two previous impeachments were very clearly laid out and done properly. The American people were kind of involved. They were showing us the evidence. Everything was transparent. This process that the Democrats are going through right now lacks transparency for all, not just us, the people, but to the opposition party, the Republicans. They're not letting the Republicans sit in on the not on the investigation, but the interviews and testimonies. They're selectively leaking out things, the Democrats, that they find that help their side of the situation, and it's just nonsense. It's completely nonsensical. It's unprecedented the way they're going about this impeachment. They really are just dividing the nation. It's crazy. I've never seen nothing like it. No one's ever seen anything like it. Like I said, this is unprecedented area we're in. They've been investigating this man since before he came into office. Yet they haven't actually found any high crimes or misdemeanors to impeach him. They just decided they're going to try to do this for their own benefit, which I hope in all it turns out to be to their detriment, to maybe shake some sense into them and let them realize, hey, we need to change the way we're going about things because the way we're doing things are very dangerous for our country. But they don't seem to care about that. But let's get into the story. President Donald Trump compared the Democrats' impeachment probe to a lynching in a Tuesday tweet. So someday, if a Democrat becomes president and the Republicans win the House, even by a tiny margin, they can impeach the president without due process or fairness or any legal rights, Trump wrote. All Republicans must remember what they are witnessing here, a lynching, but we will win. I didn't see anything wrong with that. The word lynching has been used in politics for a long time, and we're going to jump into some of those instances here in a moment. But let's get through this article because it's pretty short. The president also told Fox News' Sean Hannity on Monday that he believes the impeachment inquiry is based solely on politics, which it does seem that way, listing scandals during the Obama administration that he thought were impeachable, yet were not pursued by the Democrats. No, they weren't, and there was many instances where President Obama did some horrific things, very horrific things, and his administration as a whole did bad things. They could have impeached in Obama. What? They could have impeached in Obama? They could have impeached Obama for the IRS scandal, in which the Democrats had the IRS specifically targeting conservatives. But that got swept under the rug, pretty much. They could have impeached him for the guns, for whatever. When the guns went all over the place and people getting killed, Fast and Furious. Yeah, when the Obama administration, the CIA under the Obama administration, sold a bunch of military weapons to the cartels in Mexico and lost track of them. Perfectly working machine guns and stuff to the cartels. That was a good idea. Thanks, Obama. They could have impeached him for many different things. They didn't impeach him. They never even thought of impeaching him. That's not, the Democrats never thought of, but the Republicans did try to bring up impeachment with Obama, so that's half true. Democrats have not yet voted to open a formal impeachment inquiry, but are ramping up their investigations by holding a series of depositions with ambassadors who were involved in Trump's alleged pressure campaign against the Ukraine. All right. In that whole thing, Trump said, I didn't see nothing that was actually, reprehensible or anything. He said something that many people have said about numerous situations. Let's get into some instances. Why not? From Rolling Stone, This was back in February. They wrote up this article about people using the instance or the word lynching to fit whatever they were going through at the time. Clarence Thomas, he what did he say when he was going through the whole Anita Hill inquiry and all that stuff? This is a high-tech lynching. Okay. When it comes to Juicy Smollett, some of you will get that reference. Kamala Harris talking about this is an attempted modern-day lynching. Do y'all remember that? When she said that, when he faked a hate crime against himself, which I do believe is still under investigation to this day. So, yeah. Where was the outrage when Kamala Harris said that? And then one of my guys, Justin Fairfax, unfortunately, he's a lieutenant governor from my state. He said this is, two women came out with rape allegations against him. And, what did he say? This is a political lynching. But what do they all have in common? What do they all have in common? Well, first, they're all black men. So because they're all black men, they're allowed to talk about lynching. Lynching wasn't necessarily a racial thing back in the day. The 1800s and the early 1900s. It wasn't strictly a racist thing. I do understand there were racist, reprehensible, horrible freaking people that no one likes. And, yeah, they did this, unfortunately, as racial acts. They did, admittedly, I understand that. But there were a lot of lynchings that weren't based on race at all. You know, you go out to the West, where, the Wild West days, it didn't matter who you were, what color your skin was. If you did a crime, they'd lynch you. That's just what they did. Especially in the West. It was pretty bad. In the southern democratic states of America back in those days, they used to lynch as a racial thing all the time. But that was the Southern Democrats for you. What do you expect? They were crazy people. Absolutely crazy people. But, yeah. And also, bam. Many whites were lynched for fighting racism back in the day, too. No one ever talks about that. No one ever talks about that. But, yeah, lynching is the unjustified setting aside of judicial due process for mob vengeance. Mob vengeance in the form of lynching brings laws into contempt. Yeah. Yep. It was just a form of it was really just mob violence. And, people taking the law into their own hands, for the most part, back in the day. No matter how you look at it, it's bad. It's reprehensible. It shouldn't have ever been done. But, going back to Trump's use of the word, he used it how many politicians have used it. And he is being attacked. He is being attacked with no actual evidence of any crime. Like I said, they've been investigating this guy for almost over 3 years now. It's ridiculous. It's gotten to the point where most people don't even care. The only people that are all riled up about this are the super partisans on the left that are just, so consumed with their hatred of Trump for no real reason. For no real reason. He's not that bad of a president at all. He's actually a pretty good president. Sure, of course, even me as a conservative, I have things that I would say, to. But I'm an individual. I'm not going to get along with anybody 100%. It's just, that's how the world works. That's how it works. You find the good in people. You commend them for the good, and you condemn them for the bad. That's how you do it with everything. It doesn't matter whether it's politics or whatever. What have you. That's just how things should work. But nowadays, it doesn't seem that that works at all, because the left has gone insane. Their loss in 2016 broke them. It broke them mentally. They can't believe that their absolutely horrible candidate, Hillary Clinton, lost to this guy, Mr. Trump. I don't know why they couldn't believe that. You know, this is. I've heard many people say Trump is what is the term they use? Hell, I can't remember. I'm not going to try to, because I'll sit here with a blank stare on my face for who knows how long. But yeah, it's all nonsense. The whole impeachment inquiry is nonsense. It's truly so bad for the country, and the Democrats just don't care. They don't care about the implications of this impeachment proceeding, these false impeachment proceedings. Just man up and hold a vote. You know, hold the vote. Y'all are so just sure that he's done something wrong, and that oh, we have evidence, blah blah blah. Well, show us then. Show us. Why are you keeping the American people and the minority out of the situation? That's not right. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to keep everyone in America in the dark when you're trying to impeach the president of the United States. It's out of control. Whole situation's out of control. The media is out of control. It's sitting here making it seem like he said, like Trump said something that was so abhorrently wrong. No, this is something politicians have said many of times about many different situations. And this situation, I think it's fair to say this is a political lynching, because that's what it is. They've thrown laws, rules, and all that out of the window. They don't care. I mean, all the precedent is gone. It doesn't make no sense. But I'd love to hear your comments on this, whether you agree with impeachment going forward, or whether you think this is just a horrific thing to divide the country when they have no real evidence, or they would have already been able to show it to us after 3 years of investigations with a fine-tooth comb. Come on, people. Come on. But as always, like, share, and subscribe. I will catch you all on the flip side.